What's up, YouTubers? Got another knife video for you today, and today we're looking at the Booz Blades Hound. This is the newest model from Booz Blades. Also does the smoke and the arrow and mini arrow. I've had the mini arrow and the smoke. I really miss my smoke. I had it forever and I ended up selling it, and now I regret it. But let's talk about this new model because it's very similar to the smoke in a lot of ways. You get your packaging here, which is pretty cool. Your knife inside. It's got like this little brochure about your knife. Location, Booz Blades was created in 2015. Yada yada yada. Instagram, it's warranty. They have a 30-day exchange policy, which is cool. I didn't know that. Alright, so this is available in multiple colors like usual. These are manufactured by We Knives, like all of his knives. But you've got titanium, silver, Arctic blue, which is this one, sage green, and purple. So lots of cool color combinations here. Let's give you a better look at it by zooming into the knife. We'll flip her open, look at the blade and everything. It's got a nice sleek profile. So your overall length in this guy is 7.5 inches with a 3.25 inch blade of M390 blade steel. Handle length 4.25. Handle material is titanium, and it's a frame lock on ceramic bearings, detent, the whole 9 yards. Has the hole cutouts like all the Booz Blades do. Not all of them, but the smoke in this one. Same, very similar pocket clip to the smoke TS1 or TM1 or whatever the heck it was called, the smoke. And then you have the pivot is definitely something new and different on this knife, which I really like. It's really attractive. Just little, doesn't look like a screw, just a nice design here on the pivot. Just really goes well with the overall looks of the knife. Then you have your typical torque screw on this side. I love when they do that. I love when this show side is for show and it looks nice. It doesn't have that screw. Then they put it on the lock side, which is what it should be in my opinion. You have your titanium backspacer, very similar to the smoke. So this knife has a lot of similarities with the smoke. Except for that, it's just a flipper, not a front flipper. The blade profile is a little different. You have this really nice swedge up here for your thumb just to rest on right there. It's just a natural, when you grip the knife, your thumbs are going to automatically rest right there. It's got a nice indent right there. It's nicely chamfered, so it's nice and smooth, and it's really good index for your knife. You can also, I noticed when I was opening a package with this, stick your finger right here, your index finger, gives you similar control. So you have really good control of the knife, and it's very comfortable. One thing I would have liked to have seen on this is a forward choil. I know that would hurt the blade, but I would be okay with even a 3-inch blade length of cutting, or 3-inch cutting length on this knife if it had a little bit of a forward choil, because for me it's like this natural thing I want to bring, and it does have a sharpening choil. I want to bring my thumb up, and that makes me want to bring this index finger up for really fine detail work, but it's not there. The edge is right there. It's not the safest. And you could use this part of the knife where the flipper tab is normally going to stick up here. If they've made it, I love that design too. He's made the flipper tab where it's completely hidden when it's open, which I love that. So you could do that and choke up a little bit, but you could slip onto the blade. So I would have liked to have seen that in the design. That does sacrifice a little cutting edge, but I find that I can get by with majority of my tasks with a knife that has a 3-inch blade or less even. So I don't typically need more than that. If I do, I'm in an outdoor situation and I'm using a fixed blade. Let's get a weight on this guy. 2.7 ounces, nice and lightweight, lovely. 2.7, man, that is good, really good for the size of the knife, because it's a 4.5 inch handle length there, 4.25, excuse me. Let's do some size comparisons here. The small Sabenza, so it is definitely larger than that, which you would expect. The knife that I found that it compared with the best was the Benchmade Bug Out. Yes, I did swap my Bug Out back to its FRN scales just because I love how lightweight it is. With that, I'm going to be actually putting these up for sale if anyone's interested in the titanium ones, but that's neither here nor there. That's not about this. Very much, I mean, almost identical in size to the Bug Out. So if you like the Bug Out size, you're going to like the size of the Hound. They did, like I said, M390, and my original smoke was S35. We did another run of M390 smokes. Now we got M390 here on the Hound, so it doesn't get much better than M390 blade steel. Like the cutouts, they obviously are functional for weight reduction, but they also look really nice. And then the inside of the scales are actually milled on the lock side as well. Well, or am I just, yeah, there is a little additional milling down past this hole right here, down this part of the knife. There is additional milling there for weight reduction. Not a ton, but a little bit. It's just a really lightweight knife, but you get a good amount of blade. The action is superb, as I would expect from Wee knives and running on the ceramic bearings and such. But it is very good. This is out of the box. I haven't put any lube or knife pivot lube or anything on this. I haven't done anything. I haven't disassembled the knife or anything like that. I don't like to at first just because, A, I want to make sure that I like the knife enough to keep it. But I also like to see how the action is out of the box. You do have some good jimping up here that works well on the handle. The handle is very ergonomic. It's very comfortable. It fits my hand just about perfect. Now, one thing that I have heard as a complaint from people is the difference, the distance of the blade to the where your grip is, where your forward thumb or finger is. See, like a lot of knives. Let's see if I can demonstrate. It's about the same on the Sebenza, honestly. Maybe less than that. I should have grabbed a knife with like my Hinder 3-inch would have been perfect because it has a forward choil, but some have not liked how close the blade, or how far away the blade is from your hand, which some people actually might really like that. And this kind of design does kind of force your hand to grab it a certain way. But like I said, with this forward swedge on the blade, it makes it super comfortable and just really good indexing, really good control over the knife if you need it. So these come in at $220. Now I believe they're sold out. Let me check real quick. This is his first run, and they usually do. So purple's sold out, green's sold out, blue's sold out, and yeah, so they're all sold out right now. $220, but he's known to doing, like I know he's doing another run of the smoke soon. Same with the Mini Arrow. So I know that they're going to be doing another run eventually. It's just a matter of when. I do like the business model that he does because he does bring his designs to the market for a really affordable price. I mean, $220 for titanium, ceramic ball, bearings, M390 blade steel, this size of knife, it's a good price. You know, it's right there in the ZT, that 470 range. Is another one I'd compare it to with equal steel and such, and it's, you know, right around the same price. So it's definitely not a screaming deal, but it's a good price. It's not overly priced at all. So it's kind of where it should be, especially because of the limited number of knives that are made. So it's just a really good looking folder. I've always liked the Boo's designs. His designs kind of speak to me. His knives always seem to really work well for my what I like and fit my hand well. But like I said, the one thing that's kind of shouldn't say holding me back, but I feel like there should be a choil there. I really do. You know, you're kind of forced to put your hand way back here, and you may not want to. You may want to choke up. You could, but you risk the chance of your fingers slipping onto the blade. So that is one thing I would say as far as a design aspect of this knife, is I would have liked to have seen a forward choil there. I think that would have made, you could, you know, just extend the sharpening choil a little bit farther so you have enough room for your finger. Then you've got some really nice control of the knife. Yeah, you are kind of choked back here. And it's not, I mean, if you look at where my hand goes, I don't have big hands. I have medium-sized hands. And I kind of have to, I mean, it's a natural grip, but I'm forced to kind of use this grip unless I switch to this finger here. But for example, on the bug out, I can use kind of whatever grip. I'm not really forced to use a grip. Now, I kind of like neutral handle designs, like the Sebenza, for example. It does have that forward choil here for your finger, but it just feels so good. Like you don't need to, you know, I don't feel forced into a certain grip, which I kind of do with this design. So works well though. It's just some people may not like that. That's I guess my only nitpick or negative thing about this blade is that the everything else is fantastic. Fit and finish, blade steel, the weight, the size, the action, everything is fantastic. Good price, like I said. So if I were to find one thing that I would change, it would be that, with the forward choil and maybe not being forced to hold the knife in a certain position with the design. But Other than that, that's really the only negative, and that's a nitpicky thing. So don't take that too seriously. But I want to give my first impressions on this guy. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one. And have a happy Thanksgiving.